About turmeric today, and I want to give just a brief mention that if you want more information on that opportunity we just heard about, it's called MyRx for Living, and it's a great coaching community that'll help you stay on track with your goals and get more out of your life and help you keep accountable with whatever your goal is and whatever you want to be doing in your life. And that can really increase your success with whatever it is that you're working toward. So if you want to find out more about that, go to chrislewismh.com, click on Online Coaching at the top left corner of the page. So to finish up turmeric, or at least try to, we just heard about how it's good for getting rid of parasites and many other things. One of the things you can actually do, we've been talking about how it's a strong dye. You can actually use it to your advantage deliberately if you're doing anything like tie-dyeing shirts, or if you want to use a food coloring or anything like that. The flavor is not real strong, so a tiny little bit added to your cookies or your sauces or your smoothies or whatever you're trying to color yellow. Just a tiny little bit won't really change the flavor, and it will give it a nice yellow hue. You can use that instead of the toxic food coloring that's made synthetic, usually out of petroleum. They use that and break it down and make most of the synthetic chemicals out of it because it's just easy to work with in the lab. And there's also things like coal tar and sewage sludge that they use that aren't real attractive either. So I definitely would recommend turmeric over yellow food coloring. And the Native Americans used to use this to color different things, and they had a number of herbs that they would use for each color. And they'd use this one for a bright yellow, and this one for a muted yellow, and this one for a pastel yellow, and this one. They had it really down to a fine science and a sophisticated art. And there are still books on it and a few people practicing it. Sadly, we've lost a lot of it in the synthetic society in which we live, but it is still out there. And you can actually get books on cloth dyeing, Indian crafts and things like that, which is actually very fascinating and a lot of fun. So I should probably mention this. Will it dye your teeth yellow? Probably not, unless you really keep it on them for a long time. The teeth just don't tend to pick up the yellow from the turmeric very much. And I've drunk a lot of turmeric and eaten a lot of curry and a lot of mustard. So, and my teeth really aren't yellow. They're not the whitest in the world, but they're not yellow. So I don't think the turmeric is really affecting them that much color-wise. So your teeth are probably safe, unless you're one of those people who, you have one cup of coffee and your teeth are black. Luckily, my teeth aren't that easily stained, but generally, I think your teeth are still going to stay their normal color, unless you put a paste on them, leave it overnight, and put gauze to make sure it stays. I mean, you really kind of have to be deliberate to stain your teeth with turmeric, I think. So your teeth are probably pretty safe. Turmeric helps the body actually use insulin more efficiently. So it's great for diabetes, both type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is where your body doesn't produce enough. So if it can use what it does produce more efficiently, then it doesn't need as much. And then type 2 is where your body it's producing plenty, but it's not using it very well. And so turmeric can help with that as well. So I would definitely do a large amount of turmeric. Diabetes is one of those conditions that's really easy to work with. You really don't even need a doctor to monitor you, because you are, or at least should be, monitoring your own blood sugar several times a day anyway, and then just basing your insulin dosage on that. So you just keep monitoring yourself continuously like that, and as you need less, you just take less, and eventually you'll not need any, and just keep checking to make sure that you don't need any for a little while. And a lot of people have gotten off of insulin, gone to their doctor, and he said, I don't know what this is, you've had a miracle, you're cured, this is something that they teach us is impossible, I don't know how this happened, and his jaw falls to the floor. And so turmeric is one of the things that you can use along with a healing program to get that wonderful dramatic result.